Well, hey there everyone, Kay here on my homestead in Tennessee. I am just going to bring you a message today about safeguarding your food when you store it in your kitchen. Now there's a certain kind of cabinet that you have in the corner, and it's on a turnstile, and probably when they made this cabinet, when they came up with the idea of how to do a corner in a kitchen and fit in as many cabinets as possible, they probably thought, this is fantastic. But what happens is, you should never put food in there. So I had a galley kitchen in the only house that I ever had in the Palisades. And so I never had a situation like this where cabinets are built into a corner. Today I was looking for something, a lid or something like that down there, and I made a discovery that was very unpleasant. And I wanted to tell you about it so that you could avoid having this problem yourself. So don't ever store food in these kinds of cabinets. Instinctively, when I moved here, I thought, well, this rack, these two sliding racks aren't that stable. Don't put anything heavy, don't put anything breakable. For goodness sake, I mean, if you put anything breakable and it fell off behind there, it would be a real pain to try to get it out. And I don't know if I said to myself, don't store food in there or not, but I didn't. The only thing I stored were lightweight things like my salad spinner. This thing I've had for 20 years. I'm sure they have more modern ones now. But, you know, storage containers and, you know, a basket of canning lids, you know, just lightweight stuff that can't possibly hurt if it falls off. They are moving shelves. So that's what I did. And of course, you just don't think about these things when you buy a house, because you don't think about what you can't see. And of course, an inspector is not going to find something like that either. And so today I was looking for something. I saw, in fact, this and this. They had fallen off and they were in the back, and I thought, gosh, I know I came here with more storage containers. There too, right there. And then I found some other lids that had fallen off. You just never miss this kind of stuff. So the last thing you want to do is put food in there. Canned food is what I found. Now the previous owners, they bought this house and lived here for a year while they flipped it. They did some upgrades and new windows, some cabinets in the bathrooms and things like that. New flooring. And then they turned around and sold it in 1 year. So I'm sure they never discovered it either. What I did was I got this handy little tool. Where is it? It's my, you know, it's even got a broken little, but this pasta hook is what I grabbed. I often grab this because it's got these gripper things, and when you're trying to reach something in a cabinet and you can't get it down, you know, I often reach for this thing. And I did, of course. And so when I pulled out what I was looking for, then a can of food kind of rolled over. And I thought, oh dear, food? You know, and it was Hormel beef chili. I put my dishwashing gloves on to pull that can out. I got it closer and then I pulled the can out, and it said best by 2006. So I knew that the can was purchased at least by 2005. So for 18 years, these cans have been down here. I couldn't see around there, and I'm trying to stay off my right kneecap, which I broke 2.5 months ago. And so I'm thinking, okay, you can't see in there. It's dark back in there. Around the corner. It's around the corner. You can't see unless you stick your whole torso, your head in there and look, you know. And so it was actually a good thing this happened, because I tried 3 flashlights and they're all dead, so I need to charge those. But this one is this one is solar, and it's got a nice bright charge on it. So, and it's newer. So anyway, I just set that up in there so I could see, and then I took some pictures, because even taking pictures with my cell phone, it wasn't great. So, but once I put the light in there, you can see I got a heavy-duty plastic grocery bag. I could see there were about a dozen cans. And so one by one, I finagled and reached in there and everything to scoot these over and then to get them out and put them directly in the can. However, there was a pineapple, and I don't know how this happened, but a can of crushed pineapple, Dole pineapple, and the metal had a big gash in it. Now, what kind of small animal can put a gash in a metal can? That's a big question mark. Then there were just 2 left, and I took a picture. You know, I couldn't see it myself, but I had the light on and I put my phone in there and I took a picture, and that's what I saw. So there's like this big thing of mold, and there was 2 left in the corner. One of those, I didn't keep it. I wanted to get it in the bag as soon as possible. One of those was lightweight, like there was no weight to it at all. So the food had either leaked out, disintegrated. It had 2 little holes on the bottom. I don't know. Be careful. You know, in these days of prepping, we're all like putting cans of food back wherever, you know. I mean, some people are lucky enough to have a wonderful food storage area with a great pantry. I don't have that. Stuff is just stuck everywhere. But I had not put anything down there. Now, I've got this big thing of mold, and I'm thinking, oh dear, you know, at this point I hadn't seen the mold when I took the first picture. So I didn't have a mask on. I just had the gloves. Just for the disturbance of moving this stuff around, I got out my, this is my Thieves household cleaner that I got from Young Living, and their formula is supposed to have saved a few people from the plague back in the day. So it's all natural, but it is a household cleaner that I use for everything. So I just kind of blasted it and closed the door and just left it open a ½ an inch. And so then I brought my air purifier in here and I cranked it up on high and put on the ionizer, and I just let that go for 2 hours. It's not ideal, and I happened to communicate with my friend Linda today, and let me go grab the phone and tell you exactly what she said. Okay, I just had to wash my hands just from touching those things. Anyway, I just checked the message, and Linda and her husband both took a mold remediation class. They were both certified. That was years ago. And so she learned a lot about it, and she was telling me that mold, because I had texted her and I said, should I spray bleach on that? And because I was thinking, well, what should I put on it? And I'm not going to hire some big crew with hazmat to come in here and clean up a patch of mold that big. I mean, it looks like black mold, and black mold is very dangerous. So she was saying that don't spray bleach on it because it causes the mold to bloom. And I guess that means to replicate. Which reminded me, when I was in the Palisades and we had our kitchen, well, let's see, we had our refrigerator replaced. The old refrigerator had leaked. I'd had it fixed. It was a 25-year-old Sub-Zero, and I thought, can we just get 5 more years out of this? Can we just get 5 more years out of this? And I kept getting the same guy to come and repair it because it leaked. You know, the condensation, it leaked, and I had a tray underneath it. Anyway, when that old thing finally had to be replaced and it came out, there was a black mark on the wall like that, and I'm just going, oh dear. You know, and then trying to get somebody over there for a little job like that, it was impossible. But it was sheetrock. You know, it had been drywall behind it, and underneath it was tile. So you can put, she said, you can use bleach to clean up mold on tile, but not on wood. And that's when it causes the the bleach causes the mold to heat up and bloom, and if it's on wood. So just wanted to pass that along. I haven't even had time to do this. Just happened a few hours ago, and I wanted to pass that along because, you know, like I said, we're all trying to cram a few extra cans of food in our pantry, and you might have one of these corner cabinets that has the turnstile. You cannot see back there. You can't reach it, you can't see it, and anything could spill off of there and sit there for years, and you'd never even know it. Look, the people who sold me the house hadn't found it and cleaned it up. So, and I was looking at trying to, you know, maybe this turnstile lifted up and off the pedestal, but it doesn't look like it does. So it's more complicated than that. And, you know, I'm not that great with tools. So I'm going to go and get some borax. She suggested borax. And she suggested to use the proportions of 1 cup per gallon of water, mix it up, put the rag into the borax solution and lay it on there and just let it kind of come up into the rag, and then leave it for a while, let it come up into the rag, and then just wipe that off. And I'm sure you're supposed to just dispose of those rags. The top is different because, you know, the cabinet above the corner sets in farther, so you can, you know, you can lean in, but in there's a turnstile, but you can actually see to the wall easily. She was talking about the kind of turnstile that had a base. This doesn't have a base. The round support rod goes straight into the cabinet, so there's no base over it. But she was talking about someone that she knew had got mold underneath the base of that. I mean, you would never even think of these things. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. Just a little tidbit for today. Trying to keep you safe, trying to keep us all safe and healthy. You want to, you know, filter your air and all of those things if you're able. I have my machine, which has an ionizer on it. It doesn't have ozone. Ozone is supposed to kill mold. If you let that an ozone machine run in your space, it's supposed to kill mold. And I've been looking for one, but hadn't gotten one. You know, so there's so many things to think about. But anyway, just don't store your food in these cabinets with the sliding trays that go in the corner, okay? Because you could just, you know, get busy in the kitchen. You just shove that thing in there. It makes a noise itself. Let's see. So it makes a noise itself. Those are empty, obviously, and something could fall off and you might not even notice it. You got the radio playing or whatever. So I hope that's helpful. God bless you. Subscribe to my channel for more. Like as you leave the video, and come back for more. Thanks so much. Kay here on the homestead. See you next time. God bless.